So flex tape. This stuff is stickier than I don't know. I'm pretty sure that right there, that used to be my thumbprint. So there's screws in the window frame on the inside. I just want to remove all of those. So this whole seal, or window sill rather, out like that. Now that we're on the outside here, we got a thin bead of caulking that goes all around it. I'm gonna guess needed to be recaulked anyways. It was most likely from the 70s. There we go. One thing that holds these in is there's a like double backed foam. It's sticky. I don't remember what exactly it's called. So there's moisture underneath of the sill, so it's obviously not doing its job. Flies will be happy when I get this window out. They're all stuck in there. Boom. Water just came out from that side. So, there it is. That is the removal process. These are the old seals. That's the seal profile right there. If it would. It's not focusing. That's what it looks like. It's probably some protein there. Since it's already started, I'm just gonna remove this the rest of the way. This is the sliding window side. Is this larger gasket? So that's gonna come off just like that. File that in the garbage can. Then this window might actually not slide that easy. These on the last couple windows have just popped right off. Yep. So this is a pile window seal. It's just like your felt or wool or whatever that creates a seal on your window. These usually just okay, they've crimped the end on this one, so you actually take a screwdriver and put it down in there, and that'll help get that out. There's a good place to start this one. It's here. The easiest place to start these seals is from the top side that didn't receive the amount of all the weathering that the bottom did. The bottom will actually probably crack and break. You use pliers, get in there, pull it out. Now it's started, and just run it around. It goes around all the way around the outside. Garbage can. So they've actually used adhesive to put that seal in on the back. Knock that camera over. There. You can actually see it's a little bit tougher. Oh, down here towards the bottom. That's where most of the sun, I mean, just not supposed to look like that. It's from the 70s. What do you expect? Something that sat in the weather for that long. And you might not be able to pull this one out either. Usually what I like to do is get that one seal out and pull the whole window out, and then you can get to everything a lot easier, but that might not happen. Forgot about one last part. Has to come out. It's this stuff that actually sits on the inside of the track. It's the last few ones I pulled out in very, very, very bad shape. So, you can see it just disintegrating. It's in bad, bad, bad shape. Thing getting started. There it goes. There. That's actually held in with butyl tape. The backside. It's an interesting seal. There's actually metal wires inside of it. I guess it probably just helps it hold its form. No idea where that camera's pointing. But there. Rough shape. Extremely rough shape. Yeah. It's not in that bad a shape up here on the top. There's hardly any weathering up there. And I take these Wiss metal scissors or whatever they're called and just cut it off through that metal piece. Cut that end. This disintegrated seal. You say they're in need of replacing. And then not to break any windows here. Then I'll slide. We finally got the window open. So you can see what we're working with here. That's old seal. Just shot. I don't even know if there's any wire left in there. Sure there is. There we go. A lot of grunting here. It's necessary. Really good idea to wear gloves moving this, but whatever. Got my tetanus shot. I usually slide it back the other direction, then you can pick up that end, expose that other end. Pull out the crappy seal part of it. Those wires that were in the bottom side completely rusted off. Now it's ready to go get washed. Not gonna show the whole washing part, but right, kind of hard to see because it's bright out here, but right up in here we've got butyl tape. I usually use a flathead screwdriver to just basically scrape that out. What do you think? Dog? Huh? Who's? Just replace the channel weather strip there. The pillar, that maybe you can see the gap in that there. That'll allow the window to go into place. So what I'm gonna do is actually pull the frame down and push the window up. And this is probably not protocol, but this is how I'm gonna do it. Move that air hose. Put one foot on the frame. Oh boy. Might not go in so well here. There. That'll go in here. Okay. Have another little step to go. Try not to completely pull that pillar out. Lots of grunting. It helps. Trust me. Oh, okay. There it is. And that's probably the rough way to do that. I bet there's better ways to do it, but that's how I did it. Now, moving on to the stationary window glazing. That's the part number off of it. That's what came with this particular window glazing. So basically, as I installed the other ones, that's just gonna go in. I'll start on the camera. Start the stationary window glazing. And there's probably, again, probably doing this wrong. If it is, I can always cut that small piece off the end, but I'm gonna go over this aluminum here. Just overlap it. Actually, it's gonna go underneath on this side. Here. And we're just gonna press it in as we work around. So, a little helpful tip here for putting in these seals. I actually started using the end of my screwdriver. Just follow along, press it in. You're gonna wear your hands out, or your fingers if you're doing it that way, so end of a screwdriver. Probably other ways to do it, but I mean, I'm finding that to go pretty easily, and I'm not wearing my fingers out either. Alright, worked around the end with this glazing, and now it's time to cut it off. So to match the other side, of the stationary window. I'm gonna cut this off on this side of the aluminum here, there to the end of the blade. That's where it's gonna be cut off. So what I'll do is make a small incision on there, pull it out like so, not all the way, and then you can make a square cut with this box cutter. So we're gonna make a pretty square cut on there, just like this, just like that. I need the best cut. It's actually overlapped a little bit, but it's all good. That's the stationary glass seal on there. Sliding side seal. Doesn't say window glaze on this one, but it's the sliding seal. This is the part number. Finger in the way, there we go. That's the part number for that. And these ends, I usually try to square that end. This end wasn't squared from the last time I cut it. So get yourself scissors, cut it. Okay. So yeah, that's the window glazing that goes in on the sliding side. And this bigger flap here, there, this bigger flap is the one that goes towards the glass. And I found it best to roll that flap towards the window and then place that bottom, or the side that's on the aluminum or not on the glass, roll that into place. It's not want to get happy. There's a lip under there. Probably glue. Yeah, you roll it in like so. Roll it towards the glass and into the channel. You can feel it getting happy in there. You just kind of press it into place. I've opened the window, like I said earlier. I think this actually, by having the window open, makes it easier to put the seal in. And you can also work that window back and forth and get it to where it opens easily. Rolling it in. And this, just like the last seal, pretty self-explanatory stuff. You just work it around. Okay, all the way around to this side, and I cut it off where it's flush with this stationary window seal. That, I didn't show it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Flush those up. One thing that I'm going to do, I think, is peel this back about 5 or 6 inches on both sides and put some glue in that track to hold these in, since the window will be going back and forth. That actually might be a spot that it'll start coming up or separating away from the stationary side. The stationary side's still loose, so I'm gonna put some glue on that to hold it in. And it might not be a bad idea to put glue in on this sliding side all the way around. I didn't do it. I don't know if it's 100% necessary. I kind of doing this trial by error, or guess and check, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But that is pretty much complete product. The last step before I install it is put the 1/2-inch window glazing. It's the double-sided window glazing tape. This here, I showed that yesterday. That I bought off Amazon. I mean, that's 100% better than what it was. That should be a good window. I believe that all this does is hold the seal in place that goes down here. I actually ordered the wrong size. It barely fits in there. It worked on the last window that I did though, so kind of make it fit. I think this is 1/2 inch. It might have been like 3/8 was the stuff that came out of it. So I don't know where I'm filming. Alright, I think you get the picture. The butyl tape here is now in place. Not the best job on that, but it's not really imperative. It just holds that seal in place, and it's where it needs to be. So one thing that I didn't cover, I actually did this after I washed this window. Didn't cover it because I didn't know how it was going to work. There's these 2 flanges right here inside of that window frame. I actually took a pair of needle nose pliers and pulled them together, and what that does is it allows me to expand the frame itself wider than the glass that was in there, so I could pull the glass out. Did that to both of these posts, I guess. And then after I'm done, then I'll probably just take a flathead screwdriver, put it down between those flanges, and expand them out so that it holds the windows back in place again. I'm gonna try to put the seal that the windows actually sit in, all of it in place. This is it here. That's the replacement of that stuff that actually disintegrated. Brand new. Put that all in there, leave those flanges undone, and then compress the window, or compress the flanges back to where they need to be, and see if that works with the windows in place, obviously. So this is purely experimental with this one. If it works, then maybe that's the way it's supposed to be done. I don't know. I didn't research it. I'm just doing it. So this is a video of me just doing it. So now we're going to put this seal in the track, and it simply just slides right in there real nicely. It's not all the way down. I actually have a tool that I was using yesterday. It's basically like a pizza cutter. It helps compress that seal in place where it needs to be, which is a little bit lower than where it's at. Another thing that I did with this window that I don't think I did on the last one is here I ended it at the middle bottom instead of at the top. I don't know if that's makes a huge difference or not, but I don't know, we'll go with it, see how it works. Hopefully it doesn't leak. We will know at the end of this winter if it does. This is actually a tool for installing the screens in the windows. Like I said, basically like a pizza roller. You can go through and just press down on that, get it where it seals down into the butyl tape. Or it makes contact with the butyl tape. The window will hold it all in place. I just figured go with a little extra, press it down. That'll work. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. Alright. All the way down to the end of this. The first one of these that I did, the first window, I cut it perfectly. And now I'm on camera. Probably not gonna happen that way as it always can't go wrong, will go wrong. Just make sure I get that metal. I think I just cut it. Make sure that metal's cut inside of that piece. Boom. Perfect. Perfect cut. So I can do it right on camera. What? And then back through with the pizza cutter. Make sure that everything's rolled out. Then, and that's what it's gonna look like. There, see it all the way around. Nice brand new seal. That was the one that was completely blown out in there, rusted. So before I move on to putting the windows in, wait for that guy to drive by. I've got this. You can see it on there. That's it. It's called Zipper Pile. You can find that on Amazon. I bought it by a 100-foot roll. So what it does is it allows you to put this pile of window seal in places that are hard like this where you can't get into the end and slide it all the way through. It allows you to go from the top, so I'll show you. It's really pretty awesome stuff. So I don't know if this gets it or not. I don't know. This is the first time installing it too, so again, bear with me. So you get it started. Probably a lot slicker if somebody actually knew what they were doing was doing this. Really not making your product look that great there, Zipper Pile. Okay. Put the end of it going. You just kind of walk it. Like that. There's probably more ways to do this. More than one way to skin a cat, but this is the way I'm skinning this cat. And just walk it right down from the top. This is actually going pretty easy. You want to make sure that it's all the way to the end there. Basically, go in super easy. Okay. Now to the end. Take a pair of scissors and cut it off right there. There's gonna be a little bit of fuzzies that come back from that. Come out, all right. And that is your zipper pile. Went actually really easy, thankfully. Now, move on to put in the other zipper pile, and then we'll move on to the windows from here. Put the windows in and get them sealed up. These, there will be pile weather strips that go into these. They go at the end of this center glass. I'll put those in, and then I'm gonna glue them in place with this Loctite Go-To glue. This is what basically a glass shop told me to use. It's in town. They recommended that. The stuff that was on there holding the moving windows in place previously was something that they use to gluing like windshields in your car, it's not, it probably will work, which it did in that case, but it was black so you could see it from the other side, so it wasn't necessarily aesthetically pleasing. This is actually clear, so you can't see it. All you see is the handle. Glazing, so this is the part number for the window glazing for the stationary window. It's this profile right here, this stuff. The seal for the exterior glass frame, this is a sliding, that's the part number for it. Let's see, that stuff, showed it earlier, but here's another example of the brand new stuff that came. That's the profile for that. It'll focus on it. Having a hard time with this camera focusing. There, focus. So this is the sliding glass window glazing. Is that stuff right there? It's the bigger. Which this is the part number for that, and then this is the channel weather strip with the fuzz. That was the stuff that I showed being installed earlier around the outside. That's it's actually a lot of information. And install the stationary glass seal. It's super easy. Get these out of the way. Just follow along like that. Then when we get to the end, it's probably, like so much of the stuff that I've done, it's probably an easy way to do it. Or a right way. I'm just doing it. Let's see how it works. I'm putting on this stuff, which is a double coated window glazing tape. This is actually going to go in the track around the outside when I stick the window in. It's a double-sided Scooby snack right there. If anybody gets that, I think that's from Bad Lip Reading, NFL first one. It goes on just like this. It's got the blue backer on there. You just pull that backer off, and that's the foam adhesive on one side. Let's see if I can get this on camera, putting this one in. I also glued on the handles here, glued those in place and then taped them back so it holds them in. I don't know if that's procedure or not commonplace, but we're just gonna roll with it. Alright, this, let me get in front of the camera. Alright, now got that end going. We're gonna follow, there's a track, basically a spot for this window glazing to go in. We just follow that along, just like this. Just like so. Kind of tries to go off, just keep it in that track best you can. I think the screws that I took off when I pulled it out on the inside of the Winnebago actually helped to press that to the aluminum siding. So it's just another seal, I guess. Keep water out. And when you get to the end, over here, I don't even know if I can't even see that. So the end there, what I'm gonna do is cut it off before it gets to that corner, like so. Push it down, we're gonna pull off the blue. That's that whole run. And we're doing this window glazing all the way around. I didn't do around the corners because it's hard to bend that stuff. However, I will take a short piece of it, bend it around. I think it's harder when it's a long piece to deal with. I already got that side done. So now we're just gonna do the corners on this. And then that'll be the window glazing, that'll be done. So for doing these corners, this is just guesstimate. This is about how much it's gonna take to do around that corner right here. And then, I don't know if it's gonna show it or not. I'm trying to drop something there. Just that garbage can's getting really annoying. Then I actually pull that blue stuff off the back. Pull that off the back and it becomes more flexible. More flexibler. Proper English. Line it up to the last piece and then you kind of super sticky, which is great. And then I just kind of work it around where it lines up with the other one. Take this and cut it to match. Just like that. And that is how you do that corner. That's the corner. And we're just gonna do the other three and it'll be ready. So the window frame has been painted. Flat block. We're gonna go ahead and place that where it needs to go. Be a fairly tight fit here because I've got that tongue and groove cedar in place. There we go, all the way around. Okay, now I'm gonna go outside and put caulking on the outside of the window.